Well, what do you think I do all day? Just look cute and flirt with the doctors? Hey guys, I hope you all are doing well. For today's video, I will be talking about what nurses actually do. So it's come to my attention that not a lot of people really know what we do as nurses. And at first I was kind of surprised, but it actually kind of makes sense because if you've never been in the hospital or you haven't had a loved one in the hospital, you haven't really been around nurses. Also, if you've never been to like med school or nursing school, once again, I wouldn't expect you to know what we do. I think a lot of people get their ideas of nursing from like stereotypes in TV shows. You know, there's the sexy nurse Halloween costume, and trust me, nursing in real life is not sexy, okay? I get vomited on, I get blood on my scrubs, I'm sweating. It's just not cute, okay? It's not sexy at all. Also, I think people get their ideas of nursing from medical dramas like Grey's Anatomy and stuff like that. I don't really watch those shows, but I've seen a few episodes here and there, and it's just really funny how a lot of things in those TV shows are absolutely incorrect, okay? The nurses aren't just sitting in the background while the doctors save the day. Nurses aren't just flirting and hooking up with doctors and stuff like that. It does not work like that. Trust me. And then you have like politicians saying that all we do is play cards all day, and I'm like, where is she getting this information from? I wish we had time to play cards, but we are super busy. We work 12 to 13-hour shifts, and sometimes we may go most of our shifts without taking a sip of water, without, going to the bathroom. There have even been times where I've worked 10 hours before I've gone on my lunch break. So 10 out of my 12 hours, I'm just working with no break. So, it happens. We are very busy and we take our patients' health very seriously. So I was having a conversation with my best friend, hey Ty. So she was thinking about maybe becoming a nurse one day, and one day she was just like, well, what do nurses do? And I was like, wow, people really don't know what we do. So we had a conversation about that. And then also I was talking to a friend. He was just asking me how I was doing, and I just said, oh, just working, saving lives. And I always like to throw that in there just as a joke. Oh, I'm out here saving lives. And then he goes, but have you actually saved a life? And so I was just like, well, what do you think I do all day? Just look cute and flirt with the doctors? I mean, I'm really out here helping out and saving lives. And there's my phone. When your patient turns just as blue as your scrubs and their SATs are below 10 and you have to give them PPV, or your patient Brady's down to 30 when their heart rate should be between 110 to 160 and they need vigorous stim and suctioning, and when you have to hit the code button because your patient starts deteriorating, yes, I would like to say that I have saved lives before. I like to think about the nurse's duties being broken up into 3 different categories. The first one would be patient care, so basically giving meds, doing your head-to-toe assessment, things like that. The second one would be education. We're all about educating our patients and their families who may be taking care of them when they go home. And the third one would be providing emotional support. So we try to give as many resources as possible to our patients and just uplift their spirits. So now we're going to go through my long list of things that nurses may do. And guys, I had to pull out my handy dandy tablet again because it's a long list and I will forget, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. So we obviously do our head-to-toe assessment at the beginning of our shifts, and throughout the shift we may have to do that. We chart, a lot of charting. We give medications and vaccines. We may also start IVs, discontinue IVs, or get labs, like on units like mine at the NICU. We don't have phlebotomists who come up and draw blood for us. That's something that we have to do ourselves. Nurses admit patients, we discharge patients, we transfer patients. We have to participate in rounds and notify the providers if anything changes with their patients. We also bathe our patients, dress them, change their linen, and like I said earlier, lots of education. We have to make sure that our patients understand what's going on and that they're able to take care of themselves, or that their family will be able to take care of them when they go home. If you're on a pediatric unit, you may play with your patients if you have spare time. Like I said, we're all about uplifting our patients' spirits, so I know some nurses will even go down to the gift shop in the hospital and they'll buy like magazines or hairbrushes, and they'll like braid their patients' hair. Just do anything that we can to help our patients feel better because we're all about patient advocacy. Also, as nurses, we may put in consults, so we can call like a lactation consultant or make sure that there's a consult for physical therapists or someone to come see our patients. Sometimes we do screen our patients for things like suicide risk or postpartum depression. Nurses may also adjust the FiO2, so if a patient is on something like high flow nasal cannula or a conventional vent, we can adjust their oxygen, so if they need more, we'll turn it up. If they don't need so much, we'll turn it down. We also do lots of suctioning, oral suctioning, nasal suctioning, deep suctioning. We do oral care, so we may brush their teeth or give them an oral rinse. That's very important. Nurses can also do dressing changes. So if a patient has like a Broviac and it's time to change it, we can take that off, clean it, and then put a new dressing on. We'll also do wound care, so like ostomy care, stuff like that. If they have maybe a pressure ulcer, we can clean that up. We also insert NG tubes and OG tubes. We can also take those out. We obviously will feed our patients sometimes. Another super important thing is repositioning our patients. We don't want our patients to get pressure ulcers, so have to make sure that we reposition our patients. As nurses, we also make sure our patients have lots of resources. So we have like the Ronald McDonald House. We make sure we put out a referral for that so their families can stay there and be close by. Or maybe we'll reach out to a chaplain for our patient's spiritual needs. We can also work with the unit's social worker to help them with things like WIC or insurance. Nurses are all about protecting our patients' information. Okay, we have to uphold HIPAA and make sure that we are all about patient confidentiality. We are also very active on our units, so we may do things like join committees or attend staff meetings so that we're always in the loop and we know what's going on. Nurses also float, so if you know me, you know that I do have to float to the PICU sometimes. We also attend code, so if there's a code stork or code blue or something like that, we may have to go run to wherever it is and help out with that. Nurses also assist with sterile procedures, so on my unit, a patient may get a UAC, UVC, PICC line, something like that. So it'll be my job to help the providers to like hand them whatever they need or just do anything that they may need during the procedure. So that was a very short, quick list of things that we may do. Like I said, it depends on what unit you're on. So like I said, I work in the NICU, so I may do things also like change diapers or pick up a patient that's crying and rock them, comfort them. Also in my unit, if I'm up for admission, I can go to labor and delivery and help with the delivery if necessary. So there's just a long list of things that we do. I promise we're not just sitting around flirting, looking cute, playing cards. So there's a ton of things that we do. I hope this video helped and that you guys see that we do a lot as nurses. And if you want more information, obviously leave some comments below and I can answer your questions. But like I said, it really depends on what unit you're on. There's always something for us to do. We're always busy. Sometimes we even work 13-hour shifts. So I'm telling you, there's always something going on. So that is all that I have for this video. I hope that you all have a lovely day and I will see you in the next one. Bye!